Welcome back to the booth. My guest now is Alex Lundry, Vice President and Director of Research at TargetPoint Consulting. Alex, thanks very much for being with us.
Thanks. It's great to be here.
So, have visualizations become a political tool at this point? My visualization versus your visualization?
Yeah, absolutely. What we're seeing actually are candidates and campaigns and causes creating visualizations because they know that they're a powerful communicative vehicle, and the competing interests will then create their own to kind of counter the original and show, no, there's much more to this story. It's actually much more complicated, or it's much more simple. Whatever side helps our argument more.
Do you feel that the utility of visualizations outweighs some of the potential negatives?
I think yes, ultimately it does. There's both good and bad. You know, somebody once said to me that if technology doesn't have the ability to do some harm, then it almost certainly can't do good. and I think
that's a good line.
It's very accurate, especially in the case of data visualization. And I think a lot of people will bemoan, it being used for infernal purposes and purposes that don't match their own. But ultimately, if you can use it to advance your own agenda, something you believe powerfully in, I think you'll find that it's a wonderful tool.
How can visualization creators, if they're so inclined, back up their data? Is it making the data sets available? Is it creating a level of transparency, something else?
Yeah, it is ultimately about transparency, sourcing, ability to back up your claims and point to the data. Yeah. So I think, at the extreme end of the scale is making your data freely and openly available for other people to try their own hand at that version of the visualization. And I think that's the key to effective use of visualizations as a political tool. If there isn't transparency, if you don't know where the data is coming from, if it's unclear or uncertain, I think that clouds the power of the viz. Whereas if you can say, look, here's where I found it, you're welcome to go generate your own, then it makes it a much better part of the messaging ecosystem.
Sure. So even if a very small percentage of the population ever actually follows through on that, at least the information is there. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So last question for you. It's a broad question. It's something I've been asking a lot of people in the visualization space. Do you feel the visualizations are becoming interfaces rather than outputs?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that creating interactive visualizations that people interface with and engage in and try to come up with their own answers and their own insights and interests, I think it's absolutely where this is all going. And that, I think, is the key to empowering your own base, especially in politics. You want to give data, give power to your own base to go find more interesting things because they'll do better with it than just you as a centralized organization will. So I think smart political groups are creating interactive visualizations that then allow their own base to go out and generate their own messages from that.
All right. Well, thanks so much for being with us. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.